Dia David Carja, Ismisha David, Kaja and Crack, and Seachtain El Glack me parts at Craicathon. So basically, my name is David, and a couple weeks ago I attended a Craicathon, which was Ireland's or one of Ireland's first hackathons, focused primarily on Irish as a spoken language, looking at all things culture and that. Here's a sort of update or a bit of information on that. So the Craicathon was down in Dublin. Myself and Nicola had seen it, and we thought, yeah, let's go attend that. I was attending it both on a personal level and as a business, as a company, going down there just to learn, engage with the culture, and build something fast in one day. So whenever we had seen this idea, we thought, or whenever we'd seen the hackathon or the crackathon, we were like, yeah, that seems like it's ticking a lot of our boxes. We should definitely do this for the day. And we did. So we built something in a day. And to put a bit of context to where the crackathon was and how cool it was, down in Dublin, we got the train from Belfast to Dublin. And you basically get off the train, and about a 5 minute walk to your left, you're you go down to what's called Dogpatch Labs, and in Dogpatch Labs, day on day, they sort of have hot desking spaces. They run startup accelerators for people who want to come up with startup ideas, with business ideas. They also run like programs for youth to engage the youth in tech and startup scene, and it's just a very very cool place, and it's always amazing energy. I've been down a couple of times to their first Friday events and different things, and it's always a good vibe. Like it's always very very cool, and the people that put the energy in to run the Crackathon did an amazing job. But I'm going to show you what we built. So basically, we had this idea at whenever just a day or two before the Crackathon, we were discussing like what should we build, like what should we do, and we came up with an idea called Cupan Focail. So I'm sure you've heard, or some of you might know that the phrase to say that you have some Irish is called a couple of focail, and cupan means a cup, like you would say, William cup and coffee, or William cup and cafe, which would be like a cup of tea, or coffee even, and so cup and focail actually means a cup of words, so it's quite a nice wee name for the project. But the idea is that anyone who has a couple of focail can go around Ireland and actually practice their Irish, or speak their Irish by ordering coffee. So as I said, one of the simplest things that you learn whenever you learn your couple of focails to say Bawilium pint of Guinness, or Bawilium cup and coffee, or Bawilium cup and tea, August Le Boigne, which means like cup of tea with milk, or Bawilium cup and tea Le Boigne August no sugar. So it's like tea or sugar, or milk or sugar. So yeah, you guess you can tell I only have a very limited couple of focal, but we're getting there. But this is where this idea came in, where um, if you wanted to order your coffee in Irish, basically this app empowers people who have a couple of words of Irish to go in, find somewhere in their area um, that speaks Irish. So we have a vision to approach coffee shops all around Ireland to get them involved with us. But first of all, we thought we would list the ones that we know definitely speak Irish. So there's the likes of Caife in North Belfast, which is an all Irish speaking coffee shop, cafe. There's like Gaeilge, where we learn Irish ourselves at the Culturelane in Belfast. And then Loch Dove, which is like in the Radio Falsha. There's a coffee shop, and one up in Donegal, which we've been to a few times, where Donegal in the Gaeltacht area of Gweedore, Iran, all the staff speak Irish. So it's another place where we know you definitely can. But that up here is actually one of the where sort of the idea sort of or where we realised there was a problem that an idea like this could solve. So basically, myself and Nicola were up there, and Nicola Moore, she really really wanted to get out there in the wild and actually speak her Irish, practice her Irish. Where I was a bit more nervous, so I didn't really want to do it in public yet. But more and more I've been wanting to now. But Nicola definitely did, and even when we were up in the likes of Goodore or Donegal, like it wasn't always sort of clear that they would speak Irish, because a lot of the time in the coffee shops, in the restaurants, in the bars, they are speaking English because there's a lot of tourists, a lot of customers, but everyone up there speaks Irish. It's mostly Ulster dialect, or no, it's 100% Ulster dialect, but it's mostly that's their main language. Their main language is Ulster Irish, and just they speak English. Whenever there's people like ourselves from Belfast traveling up, because they don't know we speak Irish or they don't know we want to. So that was one of the problems where we thought, we need a way to sort of encourage people to go out there and speak Irish and actually empower them to know there's places to do it. So that was the first task, putting them down on a map where it does that. You can then view the profile. You can create an account, or you can log in. So if I've logged in, I can log into my account. You're logged in, and what you can actually do when you're here is you can learn Irish. So at the moment, you can say the basics of cheist or bawilium, or let a hole, which is please. So like hello, I would like, please. Gurmiugat, which is thank you. And just foil, which is bye for now. And safe home. And you can do a bit of training. So you can do basic learner, barista training, or clactu, which is practice. So basically everyday customer learning, staff training to actually teach the customer or the coffee shops how to speak Irish and accept orders. And then clactu, which is just practice, clactu. And then this is sort of just like a scenario of like how you would like just say hello, what's the crack, how are you? Maybe if you wanted to actually order your coffee, you could see the milk options. You could say how to pay. You could say receiving the order and then goodbye. And basically, whenever people do this, it's a bit like Duolingo. You earn points, and every time the idea would be that every time you practice your Cupan Focail, or every time you call in, you could actually get a wee stamp. So you would earn points on your card. So it would be like a wee stamp every time you visited, Cafe Cool or Unlock Dove or Be a Lockley. You would get a stamp every time. And at the moment, these are just stamps for the crack. You get a bit of it's just to build up crack points, I guess, or virtual stamps. Bit more cultured, where you can just get this information, and the idea would be that you would maybe unlock, say you get your first stamp, you maybe unlock the ability to follow friends or something, or maybe you do your first 5 and then you unlock the ability to follow cafes, and then maybe when you start following cafes you get their feedback also, and maybe you could do meetups, and you could do lots of cool stuff. So that was the idea from the customer. From the barista side of things, it's the opposite, where the baristas can actually learn their staff training. The idea that, first of all, these would have like all audio, but for the staff as well, they would have maybe video walkthroughs, and there could be an option where baristas actually charge, or maybe we charge a service and hiring an expert teacher or Gaeilge to come in and actually teach the proper way to actually speak Irish whenever you're receiving orders, rather than sort of us making it up as we go along. And that's sort of the idea behind that. And yeah, so it's a very simple platform and app, and I think it's really cool. It's one of the coolest things I've built. Really like it, and you could swipe through and see where people are and all that stuff. So yeah, I also built in a wee bit of Cupan Focail radio just for the crack. So here's a bit of Brian Finnegan. This is streaming off YouTube, but thought that was pretty cool. So I'll say goodbye, and thanks very much for listening to this. Slán